you have to understand that they were using alchemy to transmute our certain quartz crystals that we had. Now, they couldn't do it with majority of our crystals, but some of the lower vibratory crystals they were able to do it with. All right. So what they were doing was, once they were able to transmute it, they were able to create an alternate realm to mimic this realm, but with intelligence. Okay, so when you think of a mirror has intelligence. A lot of people are not aware of how much intelligence that a mirror actually possesses, but it has a lot of intelligence. Okay, and mirrors are occupied and full of fallen angels, tricksters, gypsies, and genies. Right, the exact genies that live in mirrors would be the red genies, to be exact, because the red genies are some of the most low vibrational, or what we like to call evil genies of the genies. You got 3 different types of genies, okay? And for those individuals that maybe grew up in the Islamic religion, you call them jinn in Islam. But this is a real thing. These are fallen entities, malevolent spiritual beings, all right? They call them jinn in Arabic. They call them jinn in the Islamic religion, but we might know them as genies, okay? You got 3 types of genies. You got green genies, you got blue genies, and you got red genies. The blue genies are the good genies. Most of the blue genies, they are like, they can be tricksters too, but they are mostly big on actually fulfilling the wishes of human beings. All right. The God species, we didn't ever have to go to the genies for no source of help, because we create just like the genies can create. So this is where they get the whole idea of Aladdin from. Okay, of Aladdin from. All right, and remember, what did Aladdin do? What was the genie in? The genie was in what? That little kettle. And when he first rubbed it, he seen his reflection, a mirror image of himself, before he even opened it up to let the genie out. Okay. Now you got green genies. Green genies deal in filth. They're not inside the mirrors. They're not inside the mirror realm. The green genies like to be in your home, wherever it's a lot of trash, wherever it's a lot of filth. All right, wherever it's a lot of bad hygiene at, that's where you're gonna find the green genies at. That's what they bask in, and they love depression. All right. So whenever you see a lot of people real deep in depression, you got to understand those are green genies that are really working on them. The green genies are the ones that actually deal with what we know as depression. All right, they're the ones who create that source of energy. All right, and they also are the ones that play a heavy part in talking souls, tricking souls into committing suicide. These are your green genies, right? Now your red genies are the ones that live inside the mirrors. These are some of the most evil genies, right? Because they are tricksters too, but they are malevolent beings, unlike the blue genies that can go either way. And when you're dealing with these mirrors, you are not looking at your true reflection, all right? You have genies who are shooting a reflection back towards you of what they want you to see of yourself, all right? That's why there's an ancient saying that says, hey, when you look in the mirror, you're looking at how you look 10 minutes ago, all right? That's what they tell you about mirrors, all right? But these genies live within these mirrors, right? Not just genies, but some of the more powerful fallen entities, right? And they like to lure souls into that holographic realm. This is why, what is it called when a person loves to stay in the mirror? What do we say about that person? We call that vanity, right? Like that's a vain individual. That's a narcissist. They love themselves so much they always in the mirror. Well, most people that have that issue is not that they are loving themselves. They have fell under the spell of these rare genies, all right, and these fallen entities that live within the mirror, all right? Why do you think some of the most horrific movies that ever come out involve mirrors, all right? You have Poltergeist that involved mirrors, okay? Because mirrors lead to holographic realms and dimensions, all right? Remember what they are made out of: silica sand, okay? Silica sand is made out of a quartz that has been transmuted into a negative frequency, all right? So you have movies like Candyman. In order to summon him, he was a demonic, he was a satanic force. In order to summon Candyman, what did they have to do? They had to go look in the mirror say his name 5 times with the lights off. The same thing with the ancient story of Bloody Mary. For those who remember that. When we was kids, you didn't want to go in the bathroom and look in the mirror and say Bloody Mary 5 times because they said she'll pop out the mirror and cut you. It was the same thing with Candyman. But we never asked ourselves, why? Why a mirror? They tell you on Google, if you look it up, that a mirror just reflects light back to you, but that's a lie. It's a way deeper thing that's going on with a mirror, because you have to understand that you have all these entities creating these alternate realities, okay? You got mirrors, you can lose yourself inside of a mirror, all right? You got mirrors that actually, when people go in the store, call them to the mirror. And you be thinking, like, oh, let me get that mirror, I had to get that mirror. But you don't know there's entities behind that silica sand, that quartz calling you. A mirror is a magical thing, but it's low frequency. It's low frequency magic though. All right? It's low frequency magic, and you got to understand that you are dealing with, you're not looking at your real image when you're looking in the mirror. Okay? You are not looking at your complete divine image of your most beautiful self. This is why most people look in the mirror, they get down, they want more muscles, or they want to gain weight, they want to lose weight. They're not as happy with themselves as they could be because they always in the goddamn mirror. Not understanding that you have certain frequencies and beings that exist in that world. The mirror is a holographic realm, okay? It's a holographic realm. They even had a movie out called, you can go check it out, it's called Insidious. And in Insidious, the father went into the astral realm. And when he went into the astral realm, he was still in his house, because that's how it looks in the astral realm. He left his body, went in his house, and went into the astral realm to try to go save his son. All right? When he went into the astral realm, he opened his eyes, he was in his house. He had to leave outside of his house, so that he was, walking through this astral realm trying to go find his son, fighting against these devils. All right? Well, it was a witch, if you want to call it that, or a malevolent spirit, as I like to call them, that had been chasing him since he was a kid. Well, guess what? The malevolent spirit could never get her hands on him because she yearned to live again. Remember, you have a lot of disembodied spirits and souls that yearn to live again, and they live behind this mirror realm too. We like to call it the gray world. A lot of your dismembered and disembodied souls, right? They exist in what you know as the mirror realm. All right? And that's why in the movie Insidious, after he saved his son, and he was running back to his body so that he could come back to the physical plane, he got caught in what? The mirror. And he seen the lady that was chasing him, and he started yelling at the lady, he started cussing the lady out, the whole 9. 4,000 live viewers. Y'all came in late night with it. Let's give it up for University. I ain't thinking to be that many of y'all in here on late night, but I see y'all in here. I love y'all like I love myself. We are one. Peace reflection. All right, thank you. But when in the movie Insidious, he was running back to his body to get back to the physical realm. And he got what? He got caught in the mirror. And when he seen her, she was just standing in the mirror looking at him. And he came to the mirror and he started yelling at her, and then she smiled at him. And then next thing you know, he was back in the physical realm again in his body. And you like, oh, okay, that shit meant nothing. Until he went upstairs, and the lady that was in charge of the spirit medium, she took a picture of him and seen his nails was kind of pale. So she took a picture of him with the camera. And the whole time, the negative lady that was chasing him, the fallen entity, had made it back to the physical realm because she stole his body. She was able to steal his avatar by getting him to lock into the mirror. Once you lock into the mirror, and I've been doing this a long time, even when I go into a mirror, I never stay in it too long. Or when I look at myself in the mirror, I try not to get caught up in glancing and staring too long at myself. I try to look at certain body parts, look at my shirt. I try to keep it moving. If you lock yourself into a mirror and just stare into your own eyes in the mirror, you are not looking at yourself. That is not you. That's an actual being on the other end of that world that's mimicking you. All right? And this is a powerful thing that must be known and must be understood completely. All right? That when you are looking into a mirror, you are looking at fallen entities that are mimicking you. All right, and the elites will never tell you that. The oppressors will never tell you that. This is why they got a mirror in every house, just like they got a goddamn TV in every house. They all go hand in hand. All right. Also, beings can enter into your home and into your aura field through your mirror. This is why anciently our ancestors, they wanted nothing to really do with mirrors. If you look at if you want, because we wasn't really never enslaved like that anyway. But the few of us that will get caught and go into slavery, we wasn't in no mirrors. We looking at the water. We want to see ourselves. We're gonna look into a natural source, which is water. Water also gives you a reflection of yourself, as well as metal. These are things that we place here on the planet naturally. A mirror isn't a natural thing, all right? It's a holographic world designed to keep you trapped into that mirror. All right. So what's a way of losing yourself in the mirror? You got a lot of people that, like I said, that love looking in mirrors, and they love mirrors, and they'll get these mirrors and they'll get obsessed with looking at themselves in the mirror. They'll be trying their clothes on all day, every day, just for the fucking hell of it. Don't even know why they doing it. Right? You got guys that go work out, now they in the mirror all night. You know what I'm saying? It's cool to get you 1 in, 2 in, but now they in there all night. You got even our phones, they get that whole idea from their version of the mirror. And then what happened? It turns into a selfie, because motherfucker love looking at themselves. And then now you all caught up in your image. All right? But when you're doing that, that's a form of what they like to call vanity.